Hello everyone, I'm here with a historical fiction review and recommendation for all murder, mystery, and historical fiction readers out there. The book is The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon, and it was published in November of 2023, but I just recently had a chance to read it and it was much better than I expected. The story is set in Hallowell, Maine, 1789, and it starts when a body is found in the frozen Kennebec River. The main character, Martha Ballard, a midwife who also acts as the town's healer, is called in to examine the body and determine the cause of death. And the story takes off from there. Although this is a fictional story, the characters and events are based on real people and a real case. There are excerpts of Martha's diary interspersed with the story. At times I did feel there was kind of a mismatch between the notes and the story because fictional Martha is very articulate and her real notes tend to be very brief and straightforward, almost mechanical. But it's nonetheless interesting to read her actual notes. I found this to be an engaging story that developed at an appropriate pace. I slowly got to discover a little more about each character, each family member, the neighbors, Martha herself. I was immediately drawn in by Martha's courage, her strength, her compassion, and her sense of justice. There are a few chapters that go back in time and delve into her history and that of her children. And each discovery makes you want to know more about them. The chapters are short, so it is easy to read 2 or 3 chapters at a time. It is a book to be savored slowly, in my opinion. Now, if you get to the last 15% of the book, make sure you have adequate time, peace, and quiet because you're going to probably want to read straight through to the end, including the author's notes with more historical facts about Martha and her family. Just a few warnings. This is a stark portrait of the trials of early America. It takes place barely 6 years after the end of the Revolutionary War. Surviving is hard, the frozen environment is a hazard, illnesses abound, but it is especially hard on women. This takes place at a time when very few women can read or write, and even fewer can earn a livelihood on their own like Martha did, which was quite remarkable. Women's rights are practically non-existent, and by the nature of Martha's profession, we get a closer look at the trials of women. So trigger warnings include sexual abuse, miscarriages, and the loss of a child. But I'd also add, do not let that deter you from reading. This book is also about their strength and their fight. The end is quite satisfying. If, like me, this book makes you want to learn more about Martha Ballard, her diary is available online at dohistory.org. If you find her handwriting a bit hard to read, there are transcripts. And keep in mind, there is a Pulitzer Prize winning book called A Midwife's Tale, The Life of Martha Ballard, based on her diary by Laurel Thatcher Ulrich, published in 1991. This is a non-fiction historical book if you want to delve into Martha's records and the history of Maine. I definitely recommend this book to all historical fiction and murder mystery readers and anyone who loves a female heroine. A historical female heroine. I hope you enjoy it as well. Happy reading!